Hi. Whoa, hello. Let's move over here. No applause, I'm late. Sorry, I was down in the Almaden Ballroom going like, wow, I'm learning a lot about artificial intelligence. Like, where is all the leadership? Sorry about that. Hi, good morning. This is the opening. Wow, this is great sound. A little loud. Can you hear me in the back? I'm sure you can. Great. Okay, this is the opening slide that you put up when you want to make sure that your slides are all set up correctly. So you can see that the edges are there, so it's nice and cropped. So got a little cropping issue right here. That's a little sad. The color, meh, it's not awesome, but you can also make sure that you have the right talk, you're in the right spot, and that your fonts are installed. Because one of these is an image and one of them is a font. So if these aren't equal, you don't have your Futura installed. So it's kind of handy. And then you can see your different font sizes. How many of you think that it's kind of strange that the leadership track at this big conference is the small one? It's just kind of baffling to me because there's so much. Well, actually, I'm going to ask a different question. How many of you have had formal leadership training? Something your company or you have chosen to do something? Show of hands. About half. That's just higher than usual. So half of you are leaders. You're here getting your training so you can cross this off the list. Not that this is training, this is more of a tune-up. But it's shocking to me whenever I ask this question. I asked this on Twitter, I don't know, a couple months ago, and 60% of the people respond, and I have quite a few followers on Twitter who were never done anything. Been a leader for years, zero investment in me. And that's surprising to me. This skill that we have, which is a learnable, trainable skill, is something that everyone's just kind of assuming you're going to learn it on the job. And the job is the training. I get that, right? But for everything else, there's a book, and there's this training, and there's these classes, and all these things that you can learn, but we're not investing in it. So let's fix that today. Anyway, a little bit about me. Thank you for the introduction. I was at Apple for 8.5 years. I ran the Apple Store, and then I ran part of the macOS team before that. I was at that creepy company, Palantir, for 3.5 years, doing really amazing work, which you can ask me about at Q&A. And now I'm currently the head of engineering at Pinterest. I was walking over here, and I was late, and I was feeling bad about that. And the person who was walking over here said, hey, sorry about this. I'm like, this is so much easier than every day at Pinterest right now. 338 engineers, grew 70% of those folks in the last 1.5 years. The good news about Tuesday is no one's going to quit on Tuesday because I'm not there and they can't quit, right? So it's kind of cool. This is a really easy day for me. I'm excited. I have written a couple books about this craft of leadership, Managing Humans, there's a 3rd edition that's coming out in a couple of months, and The Being Geek, which I did with O'Reilly. They're fascinating, but probably the reason we're all standing here, or I'm standing here right now, is I play this character on the internet. His name's Rands. Rands is my wife's maiden name. I stole it years ago, and there's something ironic about that. But the thing about Rands is he's kind of smart. I'm not, he is. And the thing he does